Tonight's episode, The Endangered Species.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
At Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for about an hour. I'm not sure if I'm seeing my wiggles, so is my audio working? Let me go if my audio is working. Got a bunch of people joining us live. We do this live at midnight Eastern so that we have the evening to ourselves. We don't have to worry about anybody corking us or taking our time slot. We can go as long as we want. Sometimes on the Friday night shows, we tend to go a little bit longer. Okay, thanks. I was just going to say we're not getting much feedback, but there we go. Thanks for that. So thanks to G23 out there. So then Patriot knows what we're talking about over here. All right, so this is our Friday show. What we do on Friday, well, each night of the week, we're attempting to accomplish something with our show. So each night we have a different focus, and on Fridays, the focus is on other people and what they've been doing that was focused on 2A, or what our Second Amendment protects throughout the week, and on as many platforms as we can follow. Some weeks I have more ability than others to spend time on this project, but thanks to our Patreons, we have any time at all. So our Patreons are the people that subscribe to what we do. Our goal is to have 300 Patreons. It's 300 people buying us a cup of coffee. If you want to get on board, join us over at the Patreon website. Got a real life thing to do here real quick, of course. So let me put a thing up here. Sorry about that. Got a show tomorrow with Clover and Tony. This is talk about it here. AskGunQuestions.com is a website that we built back in 2007. And since then, for the last 15 years, people have been able to ask questions of simple to advanced nature, and we attempt to answer them in different ways over the years. Join us now as we start a new series to answer gun questions. We only do a show every single night at 9 o'clock. It's real hard to keep track of it, I guess. So anyhow, we got on Fridays, we talk about what other people are doing, and we look back at the week. We do this in midnight, and we do have a bunch of people watching us live, so thanks to the people doing that. I've been kind of mentioning some of the folks that are out there. Patriot was the first one to show up. I just noticed there's a big spider web on this thing in front of my face. We've got G23 is out there as well, and then it looks like it's just you two. Nope, Ron is also out there. So if anybody else is out there, we won't know until you say something. Wesley is out there as well. So thanks for joining in live. This is a participatory show. I don't know if barbecue is out there, but if barbecue is out there, I'm going to put the camera back on and flip this over to here. Let barbecue pick some patches for tonight out of our patch bin. If he doesn't pick any, we'll pick some for him. Got some things like this skull, this cow skull, this what is this thing? The sewing machine from Savior or something like that. This is our cow skull, by the way. Then we got Gun Owners America did a hunters thing. We've got our Arizona state shape. We've got Primary Arms' Primary Arms logo in orange. I think I got that from Gizzard, maybe. I'm going to put out a tiny Arizona patch panel, not much larger than our own patch. So basically a patch panel designed for our patch, but you can put other things on it with its special grommet. That'll be a separate thing. So if Gizzard doesn't, or if Barbecue doesn't show up, then, you know, we'll just grab some of these random patches, and these will be the ones that go out for maybe something special that happens later on in the show. So again, thanks to the people that show up live. Look at this thing. No one ever picks this one. It's a 3D printed half a Gizzard patch with an AR-15 and a chicken. What's going on with that? So we'll just grab some of these random ones, set them into a corner here, and then get on with the show. See if Barbecue shows up or not. No pressure, but maybe he will show up, maybe he won't. We'll close that and get back to Sharon, please. There we go. So if my audio is still okay, I'm going to move these out of my way because they're super annoying to have all this stuff right in my face. And we'll say thanks again to the people joining us live. Looks like DJ is also out there. Guest appearance by DJ, the 2A roadie, helping people out behind the scenes all over the place. Thanks again for the feedback on the audio. I have not yet bought a new audio cord, speaking of that, so stand by for some soda popping. Come on. Got 9mm fingers, so it's very difficult for me to open an aluminum can nowadays. When you get super old, your fingers become very, very tender. So let's dig in. We've got a poll going for those people that do show up live. You're able to vote for your opinion, how this week was for 2A. Was it a great week for 2A? Was it a good week for 2A? Okay week or bad week? Those are your three choices right now. Good week is in the lead. If you have the inclination, feel free to justify your position. You're being to consider yourself challenged on your answer there. Some people say it's a great week. Good week. Everybody's saying it's a good week. Why is it a good week? People that just said it was an okay week. What's your problem? Why are you saying it's an okay week? How come no one's saying it's a bad week? All right, so here's how we play it. We pay attention to, I pay attention to stuff throughout the week. We put it in here under the description of this video on YouTube. There's a couple other places we put it. And I guess, oh, I did. We have our Patreon blog. We have the YouTube video that's in question that we're looking at right now. We've got the Substack, and we've got our newsletter. Typically, we go over to Patreon and look at the blog. You know what we're going to do today? Doing what we feel like. We're going to go over to compare the Substack and the newsletter. So a lot of people make a video and they're like, there you go, here's a video. So what we do is we make a video, and most of it is about the description. In fact, all we ever do with this on this show is look at the description of the video, right? But look how boring and bland it is. If you're not able to look at this thing, it's boring and bland. It's lame. It's stupid looking. So I'm going to zoom in on it so you can see just how boring and bland it is. YouTube, it's not that they don't care. It's just they don't care about us. So they only have these words in here because of necessity, but they don't have them in here because they care about getting information across. Let's look at a comparative example. This is our, what is it called? Substack, which is basically a blog. And when you click over here, what you're going to end up with is a lot more different kind of formatting, because I can make bold and I can indent and I can put bullet points and that kind of simple stuff. But it'll also turn everything into videos right away. So it's just a lot more easy to figure out what we're looking at here, etc. Now, normally I like to put pictures in there, right? So this is okay. It's seen everybody's thumbnail, and it's got some information about each of the items we're going to be chatting about. This goes out to an email, so you could check that out that way. But now let's take a look at our newsletter. We don't usually look at the newsletter. So normally we check out the Patreon blog, which is basically similar to this newsletter, but what I can do on the newsletter is change the background colors every once in a while. Look at that. So it's a little bit nicer even still than the Patreon one. So that's what we're going to use today. So if you want to follow along at home, or if you're following along on your phone or your browser, you can just go through the description of the video, and I'll apologize for the lack of formatting and for the lack of flair and customization over there. But it's our limitation that we're using the YouTube platform. But it does let us all get together and chat, and the StreamYard gives us this functionality that I can say, hey, there's Gunmetal Guy, probably at work, listening in. We've got G23 saying it's a good week because we are still moving forward and 2A case law, and we haven't been slapped by any anti-2A. All right. it's a justification, I guess. But that's the StreamYard letting us show that stuff up on the screen. Pretty handy. It also lets us flip over like this to banner, and then let us go down to, well, I guess I'm going to go to this one. And then we'll go in here and we'll type in Chris from the 740, who is one of our Patreons and a supporter of the channel in other ways as well. So we're going to put that one going across the screen right now. So now that's happening. What's all that about? So if I go over to my browser over here and I click into, click into here. Now, if I find this specific deal that we're in right now, the weekly wrap up, and we put in Chris from the 740, so spell out Chris, spell out from, spell out the, just like his channel name, and then the numerals 740. Boom. And then that starts collecting comments. You could put a hashtag in there if you wanted. Doesn't really matter. It'll take it either way. Boom. Chris from the 740 is tonight's hashtag. If barbecue shows up, he'll be the one picking some patches for us. Can't put any spaces in there, man. So get rid of them spaces, and then maybe it'll start showing up some numbers over here. But hashtags have to be continuous. All right, so then we're going to jump back over to the newsletter and start scrolling down. This is the week of September 9th. We got a lot of stuff going on. I noticed some people having negative attitudes about people's lack of appreciation for the time of year and everything that's going on. So a lot of stress out there. And I'm wondering if people are being oblivious to the stress or if people are playing on the stress. I'm just going to leave it like that. So I started it out with another week of loss for us personally here on Gun Websites. You know, we're a team of people over here in Tucson, and we've had some loss. So I don't have anybody's business, but definitely took a hit. And with other stuff that's been happening out there, I haven't had much giddy up in the get-go, but we're still kicking things out, you know, and we're not quitting or nothing. It's just that it's, you know, given an appropriate amount of time to do our thing. So then I'd also put in here that it kind of brought some light to the fact that everybody's mortal, literally mortal. You're going to be on this rock flying around the sun for a while, and then that's it, right? So you've got X amount of time you can do stuff with, and you should value the time you're doing stuff, and hopefully you're doing stuff of value, and the things you do, you know, have worth to what you're doing. So because of that, we're going to see people come and go, right, for all kinds of reasons. And let's not forget about that we're an evolving community for lots of reasons. One of them is just the purely mammal side of it. And then there's the other side of it that people are going to change their values along the way. And some people have stuck around for a bit to see that come and go, that cycle, that's pendulum swing or kind of shift or waves of shifting, you know, that kind of just tendencies. I don't know what to call it. But we don't have to be like clinical about it, but at the same time, don't get thrown by it. Don't get discouraged when the people you started with aren't there. Think about school. Think about anything that you pursue. Very rarely does everyone who starts even finish training, let alone, you know, most people don't stick around through the description of the actual work that needs to get done, let alone the initial probation or, you know, probationary periods or whatever, and then the initial effort that needs to be done to gain experience and internship or that kind of thing. And how many people, once they stick through all that stuff, succeed and keep going with it and thrive on it. So can't expect that of people's hobbies. And I don't know how many people track their hobbies or whatever, but Second Amendment is a hobby for a lot of people. Some people, you know, do it in earnest, right? They appreciate it. They have value, you know, they understand the value of it, but things change and then they're gone. So just keeping that in mind, that we have an evolving community here. So value what and who and what you're able to do and what you're able to experience while you're able to experience it. You might be here through this and that and the other thing, and it turns out that the two things were pretty awesome and the one thing wasn't. So hopefully you're getting your fill out of all the good stuff. Let's see. Aside from that, hopefully that wasn't too cryptic, and hopefully you gained something from that. But again, I haven't been paying I never pay ultimate attention to the news, but I haven't been paying that much attention to stuff this week because there's been no massive game-changing shit this week, really. Second Amendment is a lifestyle. I definitely think that can be a thing, just the same way that some people are going to incorporate sports into their lifestyle or four-wheeling. I know a lot of people out in Arizona here that's, some sort of four-wheeling, motorcycles or buggies or these big-ass things, Jeeps, holy crap, Jeeps. And then there's the other things, whatever Toyotas are that aren't Jeeps, right? Those are a whole nother thing. And then there's just big-ass Chevys and Fords. Those people go out there, they use the desert. So there's a heck of a lot of stuff like that. And I think we do ourselves a disservice expecting people, because it's important to us or it's important, to expect people to give more of a shit than just a casual passerby. And there's a lot of people that capitalize and thrive on the passersby. And that's frustrating, but maybe there's ways to accomplish both. Let people be passersby with learning something or gaining something as they pass by. But whatever. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is obligated. So nobody owes you shit. And you're not guaranteed nothing. But at the same time, there's nothing stopping us from doing all kinds of shit. Everybody I've talked to, everybody I know, everything that I'm aware of that I've researched and that's been accomplished has been done by individuals. Not one freaking robot mastermind engineered shit, and not any conspiracy of whoever, came up with nothing either. So got a lot of potential there too. So I came up with what I could come up with for this week. For 2A stuff, like I said, I don't really pay attention to the news too bad, but I did notice that there was some positive stuff with, oh shit, where did I put the good stuff? Oh, probably on YouTube, stupid YouTube. We're going to have to go back to YouTube for some of the good stuff. Well, first, let's not forget that the Senate is back and HR 1808 still exists. And we have an opportunity to bother the shit out of them about it. They should be upset, and they should understand that it's not a good idea to bring this stuff up. They should be bothered. They should be pestered, right? We can use their phones, the emails, and the other systems, not just to bother them, but to send good information. You should be looking at suicide awareness. Here's some information. You should be sending this. Why do you say that this is 5 times faster? Are you not aware of this type of training? Like, give them knowledge. Don't just complain. But we could be doing a lot more organized stuff right now for that awareness. When I do the stuff on Sunday, there's a couple of things from FPC, but really not too much stuff out there making aware of the Senate being back in session and the concept of assault weapons ban still being dangled above us as an election tactic with our rights at stake. Then I wanted to mention that I saw that the Colorado had 4 assault weapons bans challenged or stayed or something. I think the court stayed them. So there's a lot of people that are doom and gloom. I saw earlier today a bunch of people doom and glooming about everything. If you only watch the people that insist on you tuning in tomorrow for more, then you're only going to get a little tiny bit at a time, and it's usually going to be something that wants you craving more. So if you want to be satisfied, go seek out something satisfying and stop feeding off of the more excitable news. And then there were 19 states and DC that had filed a brief, I guess, against gun rights or with the ATF or some shit. So I thought that was worth noting, to note that nobody's really paying attention to the other side, and some kind of, again, it would be nice to have a scoreboard, at least to understand what they're doing. Every once in a while you find out what the other side is doing because our side is mocking them or laughing at them or making a joke about them. but I think we could probably be doing a lot better by just understanding what the other side is doing. Patriot says, it's also been a good week. I found this new channel, AK Collector's Guide. Oh, right on. I probably should chat about my own stuff more often. Maybe I'll chat about that later on. I'll star that and see if I remember to do that later on. Trigology's out there. Good evening out in California. All right, so again, thanks everybody for showing up live. I know you got other options, and it's pretty late. Well, for some of y'all. For us, it's like 9 o'clock. But for the rest of you on the metric time zones, we appreciate you staying up to listen to the show. If you're working overnight, getting things done, resetting the world, you are appreciated. All right, next up is some stuff that's happening on the calendar for the near future. We got Top Shot Invitational over at Cape Gun Works in Massachusetts. That's this weekend. We've got the Diversity Shoot. Tony Simon will be in Pennsylvania again. That'll be on whatever the 15th is, like Wednesday, I think. Then you got Dragonman's on Saturday and Sunday. 30th annual machine gun shoot up in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That should be an amazing event for the people that show up there. They'll also have, of course, the museum tours and paintball and off-roading and camping and everything else. There's another diversity shoot then on the 28th back in New Jersey at the Union Hill Gun Club again. And then the gun rights policy. Oh, shit. You know what I forgot to put in here? Dang, I probably forgot to put in here the DC Project has a rally in DC the same weekend as Dragonman's machine gun shoot on the 17th. The DC Project will be in Washington, DC. If you're able to attend that, that would be a pretty freaking awesome thing to attend. We know some people that'll be chatting at that. That'll be speakers there. So that'll be pretty cool. All right. So then you have the Gun Rights Policy Conference coming up in the last couple of days, I think, or it's the last day of September and then going into October. So over the weekend that overlaps the 2 months, September 30th to October 2nd. Gun Rights Policy Conference is where all the gun rights groups get together, gun owners rights groups get together and take the stage. They let each other know what's been going on, what they have accomplished, what they might need, what they see the future's got in store. And they just kind of give each other these situation reports. Sometimes activists will take the stage in groups that are invited to speak, and they'll offer some perspective or some challenge or some awareness. And then everybody has an opportunity to meet up. It's really awesome. If you're able to ever attend it in person, it travels. It's in different cities, usually a pro-rights city and then an anti-rights city, so that everybody gets a chance to experience visiting the different places, and the different places get a chance to experience a rally, or the Gun Rights Policy Conference, I should say. Oh, okay. I also am missing 2A. Patriot put in here the September 22nd in Lansing. There's a 2A rally. I've got that on the calendar, but for whatever reason, I forgot to put it in here. So I'll put it in the notes once this is all done. All right, so that's a couple of things that are coming up on the calendar. There's other things happening. We have a place where you can check that out, or you could go online and look around. We have a YouTube channel called, we have a YouTube channel and an Instagram and a website called Shooter's Almanac, where we have information about stuff that's upcoming, the history, the holidays, and the anniversaries, and then as many events as we're able to. If you know of something that we're missing from any of those, let us know. We also have guncalendars.com, which is just a free online calendar. I guess I could just go over to it, which has, again, a list of all kinds of stuff that's happening, it has happened, stuff that's happening in the near future, actual events, as well as anniversaries and the history and that kind of thing. Most everything's got some kind of little pictures, so it's easy to just kind of see it off the main page there. It's great for if you're doing some kind of content and you need to know what's up that day, or if you're running a gun shop and you want to know, what to talk about or whatever. Almost every single day we've got something from history, as long as we're aware of it. Again, if you're aware of something that we're missing from the calendar, let us know. All right, so digging into this week in 2A, we've got everything listed here is approximately in the order of how 2A it is for the most part. However, some people may dispute the level of 2A of each of the things. But I also put in here the stuff that's on a consistent basis and the stuff that is the most effective at getting moving the conversation forward or having the conversation on our Second Amendment evolve and offer information to help that happen. So we're going to start with Locked and Loaded Latinos. They had a good show again this week after being off for a week, chatting about their drone, which was kind of fun, but then also their roller coaster and stuff. Now, I didn't put in here Brooke, so I missed Brooke's Suicide Prevention Saturday, but she's usually either 1 or 2 in the list, so I'll be editing this and adding her to the list. But Brooke Cheney does a project from Connecticut called Suicide Prevention Saturday, where I think she was actually on the road. I think she was on the road. That's what it was. She was driving, so I probably was watching on a different device, or it wasn't in my history. But she was traveling, and in this one, she was, I think, driving home or just arriving home in a vehicle for the show. So it was a pretty good one. And anyway, she'll offer a consistent effort to offer insight and awareness about suicide prevention and removing hurdles to mental health help and awareness. So since we know that 2 out of every 3 deaths that happen with a firearm are from suicide, having an understanding of bringing that to the conversation, most people that are against our rights or against our property are really against the idea of people dying. And we all want to stop that from happening. And Brooke offers real, bite-sized, useful, 20-minute or less versions of ways to normalize mental health awareness and suicide prevention. So it's a great project, definitely at the top of my list each week, because it's not just 2A, but it's actually going to help you learn things to make a more comfortable, make yourself more willing to have a conversation about the stuff that actually matters, both to people that are gun people and people that are anti-gun people. Because usually anti-gun people, like tell you from experience, they don't know how to deal with it when you suggest some real ways to prevent gun deaths, and they have no idea because they've been fed usually a line of bullshit that we all know. So if you want to actually get across the boundary, the middle line, and have an effective conversation with someone else, consider checking out some of the Suicide Prevention Saturday episodes. There's tons of them now, and dig in. You're going to find some easy to use ideas, tips, strategies, concepts, and tools that you can literally use in conversations with other people. And again, you can stop the back and forth and get more effective. If you can bring people from just hating guns to being effective at preventing suicide, we all win. So it's a great project. So I'm embarrassed that I forgot to list it in here, but I'm blaming Pelosi. I'm going to blame Nancy Pelosi for that one. All right, the next thing in the list is Professor Yamane from Light Over Heat. He's a professor, and he takes one of the things he does is offer some kind of class, or I don't know what it's called, lecture about gun ownership. And he's a sociology professor of some sort. And he'll come up with a bunch of stuff, talk about guns being normal, brings a bunch of students together, and pretty interesting project. He shares it on YouTube a lot. Brings different elements and different perspective to the whole conversation about guns. As someone who's a sociologist and considers himself a gun owner, participates in gun community, and he owns guns and stuff, and he shoots and stuff, and then does this class where people can learn about guns, I guess, guns in society, but not so much from, I think what differentiates him from most of the other classes out there is he's not looking at guns as a problem or guns as a health crisis or whatever. He's trying to offer guns as being normal. This is literally his deal. So anyway, this was his 8th year taking students to the range, and I don't think it's all the students, it's the students that feel like it, which I'm guessing a lot of field trips are in that way. And some observations and some insight to that experience. It's pretty cool. So next is, I'm going to jump back over to the newsletter because we're sitting over here looking at the sucker one. So see how much nicer color is? Boom, you can get a picture of the range and you get an idea of, it's a bunch of kids. So, well, college kids. So you get an idea what the students look like and what he had actually done another video, or maybe it's in this video before he talks about the students, but he kind of shows the 3 different guns he's going to have them shoot. I got the hiccups. The 3 different guns he's going to have them shoot. The Ruger 22, Glock 9mm 17, and then an AR of some sort. From 3 different kind of shooting positions there, stages or whatever, places on the range. So anyway, pretty cool. And looks like you made it pretty comfortable for him. And looking forward to more from that kind of perspective of people normalizing guns, but also offering initial experiences with guns to people. At some point, that'll become a normalized thing, and all these people that have been introduced to guns will start buying more guns, and then they'll start being more interesting than just being a bunch of numbers of gun people, right? Or gun owners. All right, so then we get the American Suppressor Association. American Suppressor Association posted about an update to the suppressor policy. Actually, that's 3 minutes that I have not seen. I'm assuming it's good, so I'll have to go back and watch that one, but I was not going to let that one go. I did not talk about the Gun Owners America repealing Republican gun control. Posted that more so that people can check out, that video, but also that's all we got. We got only a few organizations, and all they're giving us is effectively what the NRA's marketing firm would have given us. You know what I'm saying? We don't see much from the NRA at all right now. NRA is really not doing much, which is, I guess, fine because they were spending a lot of money for their marketing back in the day. But people complain not just about the amount of money they spent, but the quality and the focus of their marketing. So, I don't know why why we are willing to accept the same stuff from different 3 letters. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just do this one. It would take too long, dude. Pat's asking for a link. I don't do this one as like what do you call it, like a panel show, just because I'm only trying to give some insight to this, really. I'm running through on a video, as you can see, what I post as a newsletter, in an email, what I post over on Substack, and then what gets posted on our Patreon blog. So really what I'm trying to do is once a week just give everybody an extract of what's good, and this is just the video version. But if I made this a panel discussion, we'd be chatting all night, right? So I try to make it as quick as possible, which is still going to take probably an hour or something. But Gizzard's after chat is probably still going, I'm guessing. Let's see. So then we get the reload is blog / newsletter / weekly hour-long-ish video that this reporter, I guess you'd call him a gun reporter, brings people on, has them as guests, and then has their like own kind of back and forth with the staff at the end of the show. So, I usually bring it up when it's worth listening to, or when they do a good one, or if they do an especially bad one. In this case, it kind of frustrated me. Anybody who might have listened to this one, we could have a conversation about it. So in my opinion, Pincus is going to answer questions, right? Because he's there to answer questions. So if you ask him questions like, hey, do you think it might rain this month? Well, I mean, what the fuck? Somebody's going to go, yeah, okay, sure. I guess it's possible. He's going to be like, no, hell no. There's no possible way it's going to rain. But most people are going to go, yeah, maybe. And then I wouldn't record that as Pincus assumes rain. It just seemed a little weird to me the way it was. Questions were asked and whatnot. I don't want to say leading, but it just didn't seem like there was a lot of back and forth. It was just a lot of, hey, do you agree with me on this? Yeah. All right, that's what I thought. And then the thumbnails, like, here you go. So I'm noticing that a lot, and I don't know if it's just because it's I'm cranky because it's so damn hot, or it's because, like I say, we got some stuff going on in the real life over here, or if I'm just sick of being not getting some more deeper insight. I don't know how to expect more out of something. So if I'm missing something, if there is some deeper insight, I'm definitely interested. Let me know if I'm missing something out there. So then we've got the Virginia Citizens Defense League, one of the best citizens defense leagues out there, one of the best state level organizations for many reasons. One of the reasons I like them so much is because they do all their meetings and all of their work online, live in front of everybody. At least a good portion of it is transparent and done online in front of everybody. It's pretty awesome. It's a valid way to do it. Everybody seems to enjoy it and respect it. It has awesome results. They're able to mobilize. They're able to react. They're able to be adaptive. I mean, it's just freaking awesome. So I don't live anywhere near Virginia. I don't always agree with everything they do because they're in Virginia. They got a way more tyranny than I've got. So every once in a while, I'm guessing that tyranny squirts out in a different direction than I'd be squirting. But hell, man, it's cool watching them. So I'm always going to promote them when I can. Plus, you've heard Charles talk about it. Our Arizona Citizens Defense League, which is the 4 dudes that turned into 9,000 or something like that, that eventually got us constitutional carry as the second state in Arizona to get constitutional carry. And that got the rest of the country into constitutional carry mode. So the Virginia Citizens Defense League is a seed of a bunch of stuff, not to mention all the other Citizens Defense Leagues that were created from their seeds. So are from Arizona's too. So anyway, cool organization. And a lot of organizations, as I kind of mentioned in the beginning of this thing, have lifespans. They have, times that are good, and then they have to be continuing to be grow and adapt. Really cool to watch. All right, the next one is Fudbusters. I don't know what the deal was with that guy, but here's one version of a lawyer talking about pistol brace amnesty, and then here's the second version of a lawyer talking about pistol braced amnesty. I'm aware of, and I'm not necessarily stoked about, but I'm aware of, we have an influx of lawyers in the 2A realm. And I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just saying, we got them, and I'm paying attention to a couple of them. A couple of them I don't, but most of them, not most of them, but a bunch of them I do pay attention to. I figure they know a lot more than what's going on. I kind of feel like we're allowed to expect a little bit more out of people that have been to a bunch of college and stuff, right? Lost audio for a moment. Okay, thanks. Because it felt like my computer froze up and my mouse wasn't wiggling. So I'm making do what I can make do. It's not really raining. It did rain earlier today, but it might be bad lines too. I'm going to blame Nancy Pelosi for this also. She's out to get me. I should quit saying that. Now I probably got something tapping my line. So now the next thing is GunTuber Academy. Speaking of something tapping your line. GunTuber Academy is a project from CloverTac where he attempts to offer some sober perspective on issues that people are having, typically on YouTube with their channels that are gun related or gun focused. Often there's a lot of misunderstandings or misconceptions, downright BS that goes around. So Clover attempts to calm some of those jets on that stuff. He also is in with YouTube. He's got all kinds of secret friends in YouTube. So he can just wander around the hallways whenever he feels like it and flip switches and whatnot. So, he knows what's up. So he offers some insight on this show about what's been going on with the whatnot, with the banning, I guess, for people that had kids in their videos. You just not have kids in your video. Then you get G23, this dude. Boom. That guy does a chat on Saturdays. He let me in there last week. So there's one. Boom. every Saturday. So that means tomorrow, I'm assuming, there's going to be a chat where he'll bring it in. He'll bring in that Foss guy. That guy's not in this chat, but they'll bring people in and have conversations about guns and whatnot. Let's see. Then we had the mouse party. For some reason, I made that one green. I don't think it was necessary, but Foss, the guy who is a co-host for G23, will also do a show on Saturdays. And then those Wednesday shows. The mouse party was also a pretty good one this week. Let's see. So then we get Cape Gunworks, and they have a radio show. They're a gun shop out of Massachusetts, but they're also a radio show. These pauses are for commercial breaks, and also so I can drink some more of this kombucha. So the Cape Gunworks does a radio show on Wednesdays, and this Wednesday they had on Bill Whittle, and he had a couple of really cool things to chat about. If you're not familiar with Bill Whittle, he did a thing called Number One with a Bullet, and that was kind of a comparative research on, or a challenge to the suggestion that United States has more violence or more murders than other countries. So I'm thinking it would have been this one. No, this would have been the Grace Curley show one. So it would have been this one. Oh, well, shit, this one's got 26 minutes, but that's not the one I put the timestamps on. So somewhere I put some timestamps, and you might want to check those out. There's a couple of good, there's probably on my own channel tab over here. Let's go over there. This is a video that they chopped out of the whole show. So if I just go back to the tab the day when they were recording, there we go. He made a good point about lion's teeth, and another great tactic where asking people about, I guess it was sort of like asking people about Ukraine, but then this point I thought was pretty awesome. And I made a clip out of this. Actually, we can go look at the clips also. So here's another cool way you can use the YouTube tool to hork a clip.
We get bogged down into things like, well, what is a high-capacity magazine? Is there such a thing as a high-capacity magazine? Is it going to be 10 rounds or going to be 20? This is where we go because this is where they want us. Anytime you hear any kind of a discussion like that, you got to just cut it off immediately, and you need to say to the person who's making the argument, this is the question. Does an 80-pound teacher woman have the right to defend her life against 3 200-pound assailants in a parking lot? Yes or no? Period. Does that person have a right to protect their own lives? Yes or no? We get bogged down into things like, well, what is a high-capacity magazine? Is there such a thing as a...
So that's a way you can hork a chunk out of somebody's video and use it like this in a different way. So you can go to Bill Whittle's website. We'll give him a free plug. And you can go check out the Top Shot Invitational shooting tournament, which is this Saturday, September 10th. I'll put links to both of those in here and see what happens. Oh, snap. That put it all in one thing. Cool. Oh, it didn't put it all in one thing. It almost put it all in one thing. Oh, it totally didn't. Okay, so let me paste that again. Let me get rid of to benefit, because everybody knows it's going to benefit heroes. Boom. Now you got a real link. We do have the hashtag going. Yeah, the clips will just go into your list there, but let's go look at some of my clips.
She is pretty much, her whole organization is, it seems like they're set on creating an environment for failure while giving criminals an endless supply of victims. She is pretty much, her whole organization is, it seems like they're set on creating an environment for failure while giving criminals an endless supply of victims. She also,
That was from Barbecue's chat a while back. And then I got one from Riding Shotgun with Charlie, got one from the Polite Society, from Get Off My Lawn, from Cape Gunworks, got one from Conversation with Sharon, got one from that Professor Yamane, threw a couple up from the Tactical Quiz, threw a couple up from Brooke Cheney. So there's some from Gizzard. So yeah, then your clips don't really help too much, but they can be handy for conversations like this where you just want to grab them. You can grab them from your phone just as easy. There's a hashtag going. All right. So that was the conversation with Bill Whittle. I don't know his whole thing. Like, he must have something else going on because I've heard of him before, but I don't know his whole deal. But he definitely seemed like he knew some, or he had some good ways to have conversations. So I don't really have a lot of stuff to fill in. But if something starts sucking, I'm probably going to consider checking out some of this guy's content. YouTube is trying to be like Twitch with the channel members and clips. Oh, okay. Hey, you look to speak of the double. Are you allowed to be up this late? So next up, we're going to flip back over. It looks like Barbecue didn't show up. So it's not like he had to show up, but he decided not to show up, right? So we're just going to have to grab this pile of patches out of this drawer of patches that Barbecue could have picked any patch out of here that he wanted. He didn't show up, so we're just going to have to pick some randomly ones. And then out of this is what the person who wins tonight will grab something out of this selection. One out of this selection. So let's go through them again and take a look at what we got here. So we've got a cow skull. This is from a place. This is from the Gunfighter Museum in Tombstone. I took a picture of it, turned it into a cartoon, turned the cartoon into a patch. And this one came out in 2017. So there's not very many of these left. I don't even know if we have them in store anymore. They came out pretty good. There's Velcro all the way out to the horns. It's all PVC. This one's got some ink on it or something. Like something happened to this. Maybe it was in front of a piece of paper or something. So it adds to the authentic, dusty, dirty look of it because it's dirty and dusty. Then we've got this one, which is the sewing machine patch that Pat was talking about earlier. I think Pat booked out of here, but we were just talking about this patch earlier. Looks like old warplane. We've got this one, which is a cat sticking you in the middle fingers. No, you would think being rude and being almost swears it would be from Allen Anchor, but it ain't. It's from a place up in Phoenix. Then we've got Primary Arms, an orange patch that's a circle. We've got the Gun Owners America. Second Amendment Hunters. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing either. I've seen them say that it was going to exist, and I've seen the patch. And then I got crickets. We've got a Gizzard 3D printed patch that is made into a patch that's 3D printed with patch material on it, branded that I'm not allowed to say the brand of, and then a nice 3D print of a half a Gizzard with an AR-15 or whatever it is. Everybody says it's a FAL. He says it's an AR-15. It's his rifle. We've got a some kind of a troll. It's kind of a weird looking thing. What does it say? Cover your 6 customs, maybe? So it's some kind of a thing. Holding an AR with a bayonet. Nice. I never noticed the bayonet before. If I would have noticed the bayonet, guess which patch wouldn't be in this list? Maybe it'll never see it again. Speaking of one you'll never see again, I don't know why I keep putting this one in here. I already lost a Tony patch, so You get stuff from Black Swan, and they only do 100. So you only get so many, and I keep giving them away. But this one is an Uzi patch from BWE from back when he was having some situations, and people were raising funds. So we bought some of these. That's one of them. Next, SHOT Show patch from SHOT Show 2022. It's got the dude from the one movie where they use a Macintosh for hacking. Yeah, I don't know. And he goes, I'm back, and it says, hello, boys. And then I don't know who this came from, but they were at SHOT Show. Obnoxious really wanted one, but he got it, so I got that extra one. It's going out to someone who might want it. We got a little tiny patch panel. It's the world's smallest patch panel, made in the shape of Arizona. Because back when we had our machine, this is the kind of stuff we could do. So it's got the edging, professional edging made here in Tucson. The carpet material, it's USA made in Georgia. The grommet, made somewhere, and I bought it at Harbor Freight, so you know what I'm saying. And then handcrafted here in Arizona. So you're going to have that up for grabs as well. And then, doesn't come with it. It'll be either or. We got an Arizona state shape patch. But you can get the idea that this is, in fact, a similar shape to the state of Arizona. I'll put them on two different sides of the mix here so then we get confused. The winner of tonight's hashtag off, whatever you call it, is going to win their choice of one of these. It's a little something we do to say thanks to the people that join us live. A bunch of people are left. Like we were at a lot more people, and then they all left. So I guess a bunch of people don't even want to participate in such a thing as these patches here. With that, I'm going to flip this off because this is annoying. They have, I'll show you my kombucha, and then we'll turn it off. Because it's super annoying to have this camera right in my face, and I don't think we need it. I'll go back to Sharon. Everybody, if I'm still here. All right, so we had detoured after talking about Bill Whittle being on the Cape Gun Works radio show, Rapid Fire Radio. Then we have another radio show, which didn't go live this week because a bunch of people took the week off because of Labor Day, I guess. And that was Gun Owners Radio. I just posted this separate interview from the people from Open Source Defense. So allegedly, I think, did Crump work for this guy at Facebook? And then he left Facebook and he started Open Source Defense, something like that. So I haven't listened to all of it, but it's an interesting channel. I read Open Source Defense over on the SubStack. So if you're not familiar with the SubStack, let's go take a little look at SubStack. We got some time. And if you go to the main blog, this is what our blog looks like. Pretty boring, right? Because it's just how Substack is. When you click on something, there's stuff in there. You can click on it, and there's, I picked them up, a very boring one. If we click on this show, we kind of clicked on this earlier, you're going to get links, and you're going to get eventually the thumbnails for all the different videos that we're talking about here tonight. But if we scroll back up to the top, or went back a page, I guess, we could go over to Open Source Defense's thing. They've always got weird pictures, and then they've got these, what would you call them? Every 7 days, it looks like, you get another article, I guess is the way to say it. They're mostly words, a couple of pictures sometimes some charts or some links or something. It's kind of just literally a blog, just so this guy, and I don't know if it's more than one person, kind of unique commentary on the news of the day. Maybe that's the best way to say it. So that's how I check out Open Source Defense. I think there's also some stuff that happens on Instagram and maybe on YouTube, but I haven't seen anything on YouTube. So this is a conversation with them if you want some more information about it. Then that's all of the 2A stuff. I didn't have that much 2A stuff, so we were already in the radio shows. Now we're getting into the military stuff. I watch a couple of watch a couple of military podcasts that I highly encourage you to consider. First one is OG Pumpkin, and he's been on a 6-month span or gap And I don't know if I talked about these last week or not, but if I didn't, or if I did, I'm going to speak about them again. But these were great interviews, both of them. One of them was with his, I guess you call him his cameraman or his like a business partner. And then the other one is with the guy that is another business owner that they do partnerships with. And they talked about the different business situations. They talked about the different ups and downs of running the business, and the business sells stuff for some kind of martial arts, probably jujitsu or something, and different clothes and things that you would wear for the sports. And the business is to create income for the events that are put on by the kind of group of businesses in Southern California. And those events are unique. They bring together the kids that are at risk, right, in the areas, gives them something interesting, something to look forward to, an experience that's out of the norm, something that gives them some mentorship and some, what's it called when you have big brothers around, you know, somebody to look up to, some gives them some awareness of some alternative paths to what they might get, but then also helps them if they're deciding to enlist, because, you know, if you've got people that have already, I don't know if you know this, but if you've got somebody that's already been through whatever it is you're trying to do, it's way easier. And most people will just tell you what it was like for them. And it's a million times easier for things that you haven't ever done before, like enlisting in the military. So the ways that kids are getting information from the current and recent veterans, recent people coming out, is just awesome. So it's cool to see, it's cool to witness. But on the other side of it, the veterans that are coming out, that are retiring out, or, you know, out done with their enlistments and coming out into civilian life from different situations. Like there's all kinds of situations that you could be coming from in the military, and these guys are giving those folks, those guys and girls, events, opportunities to be part of, to work with, and to participate in creative things that are happening, you know, in Southern California. These things often involve buying a bunch of vehicles, taking a bunch of machine guns out and shooting the shit out of them, and then having a taco truck show up and a mariachi band and have a party. So kind of cool, playing around, bringing some Southern California attitude to shooting events, and again, giving people a way to cut loose and have some fun, and offer experiences to people that, again, wouldn't be getting them, or would be getting totally different experiences. Speaking of totally different experiences, the next one is from Team House. This was a conversation with Amy Forsyth from last week, and she was went into the Marines and went in as, oh man, I can't even keep up, a couple of different roles, but essentially a journalist, and then figured out what cultural support teams are. So when you've got military that's in uniform and does stuff, and then you got big military that does stuff by the book and has rules, and there's big chunks of it, battalions and platoons and stuff, and then you got special operations, which is sort of not so much big military, it's more like small army, small Marines or something. And Marines are small to begin with, but, you know, the smaller units have different things going on, right? Different situations. So cultural support team, and then there's another layer where you've got one foot in military where you wear a uniform, and you've got another foot in CIA where you're doing stuff for the State Department, or you're doing stuff for espionage, and you're doing stuff for counterintelligence, and you're doing stuff for information gathering and you're doing all kinds of stuff. And sometimes you wear a uniform, sometimes you don't. And some of these jobs are different versions of gray there. And it's interesting because we need these jobs, and they, depending on what we're doing and how we do them, there's these different roles, and the people are out and they're talking about it and listening to the descriptions after the fact. And stuff always has been what gives people who can see behind the curtain a better understanding or a bigger perspective on the situations. So now that we got the internet, I mean, some of this might be misinformation. Some of these people that work for the CIA or who knows what they really did. But taking it with a grain of salt, it is interesting to hear what the different roles are and the different jobs and the different ways that we approached getting objectives accomplished throughout the years. So anyway, she went in as journalist, photographer, ended up in cultural support team, where you end up doing a lot more interesting things, and you go from, you just get right up to the front of the line as far as like getting things done and being aware of things, big picture. So just a really interesting conversation, and people that have gone from just not minding their business to doing stuff that's got a lot of significance and a lot of speed and quickness to it, a lot of scope to their jobs, right? Like that. It's just interesting to listen to those people. They've got a really good perspective on stuff for the most part. And then every once in a while when they're anti-gun, it's weird as shit. I don't think she was anti-gun, but the other day there was one of these that was anti-gun. And the one that was today, holy shit, what was today? I just got done listening to her when Gizzard started up. She was, oh snap, it was the lady who was CIA bench for China. She was a CIA China analyst for 16 years. They had her on. She's anti-gun. So I think. So interesting to listen to, not necessarily encouraging all the time, but super interesting to listen to. Let's see, Patriot saying, great show. Cordova Island was epic. And then he says, they mentioned taking a look around while on a journey. Don't focus on a destination. Hit close to home for sure. Well, I'm not sure if I'm missing something from that show, because I listened to hers in 2 chunks. So if I'm missing something from her show, or if it's something from a past show, so I don't know if I'm missing something, but I don't remember Cordova Island. Where is that? Is that in Italy or something, or is that something like California? Anyhow, so then so I don't have today's up. Today's happens right before Gizzard's show. Gizzard's show happens right before this show, so I don't ever usually put this one up or this week's up. Although I usually just get done listening to it, so it's really difficult, especially when it's effectively two ladies from the CIA in a row. Oh, the skateboard guy and his buddy. Oh, shit, you're talking about OG Pumpkin. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about when the guy from Thrash and Raid got on a helicopter and went out to the island, and then they ran around for miles on the island and then swam and then ran around for 5 miles again. Yeah, crazy. I've never done that, but I ain't a Marine, so I wouldn't have any interest in doing anything like that. I would have done shit like that when they were paying me and made me do it, but you know what I'm saying? I would not have interest in doing that on my off time. Anyhow, so then we get to another Marine. What's up with all these freaking Marine stuff? So we got a Marine, Joe McNamara, another officer. Man, I'm really back and forth. I know a couple of Marine officers that were yahoos. Let's just put it that way. They were yahoos. And then every other Marine officer I listen to or hear about or have any kind of like time listening to them on a podcast like this, they seem super squared away. So I really like listening to these. Combat Story. So now we're flipping over to Combat Story. Combat Story is the guy who was a helicopter pilot, and then he was in the CIA, and then now he interviews people, and his interview style and everything is just very good for this kind of stuff, and pretty decent interview. If I remember right, the last 2 Combat Stories have left me wanting more. You don't have to worry about it, guy. Oh, I'm on another channel, so I got to go to my other freaking channel. You kidding me? All right, so let me go over here real quick. Switch account real quick. Jump over here real quick. Now I'll jump back over here real quick. And eventually come back over here. Wow, look how long it takes. This is all lag. This is all computer lag. Boom. It took forever. Close poll. Live chat. Oh. Oh, I know what happened. I'm on the wrong thing. I got looking at the poll because I'm on the wrong channel. I got to go over to the other channel. This will take me a while because of the lag. All right, so I'll just do the rest of this while I play a commercial for this show.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music. It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
All right, so now that we're back again, we can jump back over to the deal, and now we'll get into some of the stuff that we posted this week. So we had a conversation with Charlie from Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Cool dude. He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's accomplished a bunch of interesting things. He's got a lot of good ideas and goals with his projects. And we had a chance to chat with him, I guess for the first time, really. So that was a pretty fun chat conversation. Check that out. I tried to keep these things at 90 minutes, but it ended up at 2 hours. We had a bunch of different questions. Then we have a link here to Gun Shop Guide, one of our websites out there. Again, thanks to the Patreons that provide the software, the servers, the time to keep all this stuff going, the time it took to create this stuff in the first place, and then the upkeep of them, going through and deleting stuff like we just did. So check that out. That's a list of not just the 33-something firearms museums that we've visited on the gun, but also all the ones that I'm aware of that were interesting or large or had parts, that were significant collections or had pieces of collections. A couple of the museums, have the or it's ended up with like the collections from some of the manufacturers when they close down or change hands or something. And then we get the free Patch Friday. So thanks to the people that purchase stuff over at our gear website store. That is the way that we're able to stay in business. The Patreons make it possible for us to do what we're doing, but the store is, it pays the bills. So I'm just going to take a look over there and see if we got anybody that had grabbed anything from the store today. If so, we'll include them in a special extra giveaway thing that we do here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be also headed over to the channel so I can check out our super chats. And we'll say thanks to the super chat people that have throughout the month given us a couple of bucks for doing our thing over here. We're up to 7 people who put in the hashtag Chris from the 740. Chris does a chat every Wednesday night with a panel of folks. Let's see, I'll just jump back through this hoop. Trying to figure out how to bring back the correct channel on YouTube. It's hard to see what's happening. We got a couple of people watching on both different channels. We've also got a Twitch out there. So just monitoring a bunch of stuff here. We do got the poll going, asking how the week was for 2A. At this point, good week is winning. Okay week is coming in a close second, with bad week coming in third, followed by great week. So an interesting spectrum of perceptions on the week. Let's see. So was there any orders? I was clicking over here and I was going to click. Oh my goodness. I don't know if the computer's just running this bad or if it's my internet that's running this bad, but something is taking a long time to open. We did get an order. So I don't know if that person, honestly, I don't remember if you are, I don't see it out here, but when did you order this? Oh yeah, you basically just ordered it a minute ago. So you ordered this during the show, so thank you for that. Oh, there you are. Let's see, you missed the pic I posted on Gizzard's chat. It was the pic from South Park that said, show me where the modified Glock hurt you. Yeah, I guess I did. But thanks, I didn't miss the order from the store over here. You grab something from the store, so you'll definitely be included in the deal here when we go over to monetization, and then I go to super chats, and then I click on see all. I guess that'll work. There we go. So we've got 2 in September. We're going to count August as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 super chats. Thank you for those. And then we'll consider Justin number 11. So before we do anything else, we're going to go over to random. And like I said, like I just counted there, I'm going to count from the bottom. We'll go up to, did I just say Grim would be number 12? Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, no, 11. So we'll go from 1 to 11 and generate number 5. So we're going to bring this back over here so everybody can see. Starting at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 was a super chat from the 2A weekly wrap up on the 19th of August. And it was from Chris from the 740, which I can't move over. Well, can I? I don't want to move it over. I'm not sure if that's showing information or not, but yeah, awesome. So Chris, who I just randomly picked today as the thing over here, just randomly happens to be the one who wins the random thing. It's just all random. Nobody can complain. It's all random. Nothing shady going on. 11, 11, 7, 11. Oh, okay. Right on. So thanks to the super chats, much appreciated. And the people that have purchased stuff from the store. Again, that's what keeps us going. All right, so now we're getting down past the free Patch Friday stuff. So anybody that does want to purchase stuff over at the store, I need to put something back on that makes a noise. And then it'll be a lot more fun because then people will hear the noise when they purchase something. But thanks to the people that purchase stuff. When you buy stuff at our store on Fridays, we send out free stuff. And we actually send out free stuff all the time, especially when it's our Patreons and people like that. People that support our shows over here on the other channels and stuff. So thanks again to everybody that showed up live tonight. We did do the poll and we did the hashtag thingy. So at this point, there are 7 people in the hashtag thingy. I'm going to go back and remove the hashtag part just in case. Oh, now it's at 6. Should I put the hashtag thing back? Oh, no, now it's still at 6. What's up with that? So I guess, did I just change it? Was it at 7 a minute ago and now it's at 6? Did somebody delete their shit? So I don't know why, but it's only selecting 6 now. I didn't change nothing. Back. I get rid of the hashtag again. Huh, 6. Didn't it say 7 before? Or am I crazy? I could be crazy. All right, so I'll go back one more time because Smeggy just put one in there. Start collecting. No, it still says 6. So at this point, we're not going to keep waiting around for everybody to do it again. Instead, we'll say thanks again to the people that showed up live. You can grab a newsletter of this if you really want. It does cost money for us to send the newsletter, so if you're not interested in the newsletter, don't sign up for it. You can check it out for free on that Stack. What's it called? Stack something. What the hell is it called? On the Substack. It's free over there, and it's in color and everything. It's all fancy. You can check it out on Patreon. You don't have to pay nothing. You can just watch it on Patreon, and that's the best one. That's usually the one I spend the most time on, and then I copy and paste it to the other platforms. All right, and then, of course, it's on YouTube. Once the show is all over, we're going to take it and post it on some different video hosting platforms. The biggest one, the coolest one, is guntube.org, hosted by our friend Mike over in South Carolina here in the United States. Put together by him. It's been hosted for a lot of years now, and it's still there. We've got guntube.org, or we got Gunstreamer. We'll also post stuff over there. They've been around for a while, but changed hands a few times. We post stuff on UGETube. Met the guy that runs that place. Seems pretty cool. So I like to host stuff over there. We get a lot of views from over there, some comments and things sometimes. Feel free to leave some comments if you're listening on one of those platforms. Additionally, we post on like Utreon and some of the non-gun ones that allow the gun stuff or don't hate the gun stuff. We don't get a lot of feedback from those, so if I've got to make a decision on what I'm going to post up to, I'll usually ditch those. Then we take the audio each week, usually while I'm listening to the Gizzard Show or part of the Gizzard Show, and take the audio from these shows all week long, and we post those on the podcasting platforms. Man, I wish I had my drone. I just heard a bunch of weird noises outside. Lost a drone this week. Don't have a drone anymore. Then we post on all the video or our audio hosting platforms. And if you're listening on one of those, feel free to leave us some feedback, because while we get a lot of listens, don't get a lot of feedback on the forums. And that would be something that would be extra special and nice. If next time you're downloading them, give a little thumb up or leave a little comment. Lets the human beings know what's up. It engages the logarithms. All right, I guess what? I have not seen this thing shift from 6 again, so I guess it's going to stay at 6. So we're now going to, I guess I'll just hit draw. And then that person will pick from the patches that are on the table in front of me right now. Everybody's ready? It's happening. Patriot doesn't like stinking robots, I guess. See how it goes slower at the end? That drives everybody nuts. Oh, snap. Smeggy had earlier said that it's rigged. So was he talking about because he knew it was rigged? Because it is rigged? Because he knows it's rigged and he rigged it? I feel like somebody who wanted you to not think that he rigged it would say something like, oh, I rigged it, just to throw blame from the fact that he actually rigged it. Well, we don't know. We'll never know, I guess. But what we might find out is which patch Smedgy is going to want to. Oh, I guess I have my camera over there. I don't like putting this camera in front of my face all the time. So Smedgy will pick from Arizona patch panel, tiniest patch panel. Not the tiniest patch panel I've ever made, but one of the tiniest patch panels. This one from SHOT Show. This BWE, this PA Arms, this sewing machine one that Pat and Bunker wanted really bad. It's Arizona flag thing. The skull. Look, it's just like if it was a drone. The cat being rude, the gizzard, hunters, or the weird thing, or question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't think Chris is in here anymore. Was Chris out here before? I think what I'll do is next time Chris is around, I'll just throw out a set of patches for him, and I'll write that down right now so I don't forget. All right, now we're going to go back down and see if Smeggy has been able to pick. Oh, I'll take. Oh, look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. He's trying to keep the show extra long. These are all the various things. I don't know where the troll comes from. I don't even remember where I got it. I might have got it at SHOT Show. I might not have gotten it at SHOT Show. Sometimes people send me patches. This drawer had, or the SHOT Show one. Wait, was Smeggy at SHOT Show this year? Wait, weren't you at SHOT Show this year? Or am I crazy? Somebody was at SHOT Show. Who the hell was at SHOT Show? The snowman is in California? Yes. Chris is in L. Oh, he's still down there shooting? Smeggy insists that he was not at SHOT Show. Smeggy is, just for people that are watching from home, Smeggy has not made any indication of which patch he wants. I accidentally clicked the draw again button. We're going to see what happens. And the result of the draw again button was Justin. Interesting. Justin, who may or may not still be in here. He was in here earlier. Now, you may have remembered that Justin had previously purchased something from the Gear website store. Oh, Smeggy's saying he thought that there might be a secret prize. No, not really. I'm going to flip back over to the patches. So I don't know if Justin's still in here. Oh, yeah, he is. Good. So you get to also pick something if you like from the list here. And that'll go in with... Oh, okay. So Smeggy wants the SHOT Show one. So this one is from SHOT Show. And it says 2021 and it's crossed out. It says 2022. It's in blue. It's got an orange kind of marker looking things crossing out the 2021. It says 2022 in orange. And then it's supposed to be the dude from the end of Independence Day, where he's flying up with the were they F-16s into the alien aircraft. But and then it goes, oh, I get it now. He goes, hello, boys, I'm back, because he had gotten abducted. Now I get it. Now I get it. And then this is probably the logo of whose patch it is, but I do not know who that is. So it's some sort of a skull wearing a Minuteman cap with a sword behind it, or is that a rifle? Might be a rifle behind it. But they didn't put any kind of name on it. I know where it was in SHOT Show. The gizzard patch. There is no gizzard patch, but I can get you a gizzard patch. So if you're looking for a gizzard, oh no, you're talking about this gizzard patch. Okay, yeah, fine. You got the one of a kind. Gizzard didn't even pick this one time. This was on the table and Gizzard was picking, and he didn't even pick this one. So I don't know if Gizzard didn't like it or he didn't want it because it's wrong color or whatever. All right, cool. So thanks again for purchasing from the store. You purchased 3D printed stuff, so you'll get a 3D printed patch. There might be some extras in there. You never know because it's still Free Patch Friday. This is just the one you picked because of the special drawings. And then Smeggy's got this one coming. He'll get some other. He'll get what's coming to him. Let's leave it that way. And then I'll put over here. I gotta write this stuff down. Otherwise, if I do something tomorrow, I'll end up forgetting what I did with these. And I also don't want these to get put back into the pile. So Smeggy had the SHOT Show one. And this was Justin. Right on. So that's worked out pretty good. Justin had purchased something from the store today during the show. So now you got an extra free patch on top of the free patches. And then Smeggy also grabbed some free shit, some free stuff, sorry. All right, let's see. Looks like a lot of people are interested in this troll one. Wonder what's up with this troll one. Why do people need this troll one so bad? Let's take another look at this troll one. Get everybody all souped up about it. So it's some sort of a troll with green eyes. He's got some kind of a headband on, maybe. I don't know what's going on. Something going on with his ear. It's kind of weird when you look really close at a patch. So it does say something on the back here. And I think it says something. I think it says cover your something customs. Oh no, cover your 6 probably customs. And then it's got some web gear on with some hand grenades on the front. Looks like 6 baseball frags. And then some mags like Uzi or maybe Thompson mag pouch on the back, but then he's holding an AR-15, so that makes me think, is this a 9mm AR-15? Those are Uzi mag pouches. Something undetermined on that side. We'll have to assume it's a canteen with hand grenades in it. And then we've got the M9 bayonet going on right here with something going on in the scabbard. So kudos for not just putting a bayonet on there, but doing something extra weird with the scabbard. Then he's got a decent hold on the front of the AR with a sling. Are you kidding me? So there's a sling, there's a muzzle device. So I don't know if this custom place puts muzzle devices on or what. Now it's got green furniture. So that's pandering to those of us that like green furniture, but what are you going to do? And then he's got his troll business going on, I guess. And then also bare feet, and it's got like a gray thing going on behind. So that makes the patch pop. Imagine this on a patch panel, that gray outline, pop. And then the trough, the place where they hide the sewing, boom, automatic 3-dimensional pop. I would suspect the person who came up with this one knew what they were doing. It spent some time behind a mouse before. This is made with a mouse, I'm sure. Velcro on the back, top notch. It's all sewed around, even on the little skinny bits. It's almost as if a robot sewed it. Almost as if a robot. So they're saying his name is Doobie. Definitely Doobie. Tactical Doobie. I don't know who this guy is. So is this from Lord of the Rings? Is this from that movie? Or if it's from Star Trek, I don't know. So that's one. I'm just going to have to put it back in the pile with all these other patches that didn't get collected today, all the ones that everybody hates. This one, Pat Bunker was talking about today. There's a cat. This one is long out of print. This one's custom. This is super custom. What am I going to do? I'm going to take them and put them in this bucket. And then what we do, mix it all up a little bit. And then we put that bucket over there. And next time we have a show, maybe we pull that bucket or one of the other 6 buckets we got out and give away some patches. We got something cooking with Owl and Anchor. If you ever heard of Owl and Anchor, we'll be doing some stuff with them on upcoming Free Patch Fridays and upcoming daily gun shows as well. So it looks like a lot of people are looking for that troll one. I might have to do something with that troll thing this weekend or sometime soon. So I'm saying thank you. No, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I'm not even farting around. I do not get a bunch of income, so I do appreciate the people that purchase stuff. Keep us able to do what we're doing here, because otherwise I got to spend my time doing stuff that has nothing to do with guns. It's super boring, just stupid crap that'll make money on the internet, So do appreciate the opportunity to have a focus on 2A. So again, thanks to the Patreons, the people that subscribe to what we do. Our goal is to get 300 Patreons. Consider taking $20 a month and heading over to Patreon, throw $5 at us, take the rest of that $15 a month and throw $2 here, $3 there, $5 here, $10 here if you want. And see what, after a couple of months, what that investment gives you. So, well, it looks like in this scroll, the one for Chris from the 740, this was from one of the what do you call it, drone chats, because I'm saying thanks to Chris and thanks to Pink, the 2 people that made it possible for us to fly around the drones. We did lose the drone this week, so kind of down in the dumps about that, but we lost real things, so more down in the dumps about that. Kind of dwarfed the drone stuff, but lots of losses this week. Appreciate what you've got out there. I appreciate you. I appreciate the people that support what we're doing. I also appreciate the people that support other people out there that deserve support. Together, we accomplish more. It's what teamwork is. TEAM, together, each accomplishes more. None of us can do it alone. None of us will be here forever. And not to be all doomy and glooming, but grab a puppy, or I guess a little kid, hug them and give them a kiss or whatever, and then go do something fun this weekend. Appreciate what we got. Don't let the people that are making $1 off of you coming back and looking every week, don't let them get you all upset about just the bad stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. We live in a pretty awesome time right now. You get to be part of the education of a bunch of people. Once they've understood where we're coming from, they'll have less animosity towards us and our property. And then we truly do succeed, because that'll break the ice for all the other things that they're using against us to create divides. Oh, snap, Patriot threw 19 bucks out there. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Well, 20 bucks, really. I don't know why it says 19.99, but 20 bucks. Thank you for that. And that'll put you in the running for every other Friday each Friday, not every other Friday, but each Friday when we do the thank you to our Patreon, to our super chatters. All right, with that, I'm going to throw the brand stuff back out here. We did do another logo thing. I don't know. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. Foss helps out with these things, but I tried to screw around and I didn't do it very good. It actually takes a lot more time than you can imagine to put one of these things together. So anyway, I'm going to end it with the new intro. It'll be our outro also. And say thanks again to the people that give a shit about 2A, the people that were listening to this either hate what we're doing or appreciate what we're doing. And I just want to say, some of y'all fuck off. The rest of you, I appreciate you very much. Again, don't take for granted how much time we got to do what we got. So do stuff. Don't just wait, do it, get it done. Nothing's guaranteed, and we don't got nobody's obliged to help us out with stuff. So I appreciate the people that do help us and everybody else who's getting it done out there. All right, with that said, thanks. We'll be back tomorrow with Ask Gun questions. There may or may not be a special ending of the drone, RIP drone video for the drone this weekend as well. And thanks to Patriot, who keeps telling me to talk about the AK-47 project. I just don't feel like talking about it tonight, but we will do a special chat. It's actually a series of conversations talking about the collector's guide. To me, super boring, but it hopefully will pay some bills. So we'll be talking about that more this weekend.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
Tonight's episode, That Was No Lady.
Shit. Ninja? Ninja! Ninja!
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is...
Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals at gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year Practice at least once a month and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.
Okay, now we're going to do a special bonus for everybody that stuck around to the after credits for this Guns for Everyone. Guns for Everyone, over 100,000 CCW permits issued for free in Colorado. They also do the Guns for Everyone Gazette, which is a real-life newspaper. Gets distributed each month. And then the infrastructure for training and competition as well. So we'll flip back over to the thing. We'll say draw gun. You have to be present to enter. So if you're not here, you're not really winning. But if you are here and you win, then you're really winning. So we're going to see Patriot. I believe Patriot is still here. He just said thumbs up for the ninja and whatnot. So right on. Thanks to Patriot, and thanks for sticking around. This is the Guns for Everyone. It's a Mexican wrestler with the luchador mask looking thing, and like kind of I don't know, starburst, sunburst, like rays going on behind him. And then well, he's got an AK-47. I don't know if you're going to object to the fact that he's got an AK-47 in his hand. Then it says guns in kind of turquoise, kind of a teal blue actually. And then for everyone in white, both of those are bordered in black, so they kind of pop. And then it says .com over on the side, but the best part is the background of this patch is a yellow, and it's a bright yellow that's like a really opaque, bright yellow. So it just makes this patch pop on a patch panel and makes the letters pop. It makes the AK-47 silhouette pop. And once you look at it, you figure out it's luchador stuff. It's pretty freaking awesome. So, yeah, and then I'm pretty much sure I know who it's made by, but good quality, solid, sturdy, dense. I think you're going to dig it if you don't already have one. And if you do, I guess you got one from more than one location. You'll be able to tell which side's up and down. It says Guns for Everyone at the bottom, so that'll be a little bit more square. And then the AK kind of juts out to the right. The muzzle of the AK is kind of sticking out to the right, and his head is up top. All right, so that's the, oh, I guess I've been doing this whole thing, fiddling with it, but not showing anybody yet. So that's the patch again. Again, the guy's head is on top, kind of that starburst thing going on. I guess he's got like a gray suit coat or something going on. And then the AK, which is actually pretty decent detail. It's got the front sight and the muzzle, the barrel, and the tube all separate. The hand guards and the lower hand guard are differentiated, but still like one solid piece. The mag has some lines in it that really make it pop. It's got a couple of different dimension layers. So the mag is like a millimeter or some metric dumbass number down from the rest of the receiver, which makes it pretty cool. He's got his finger on the trigger, which is reckless. And then a couple of pins on the receiver. It's got the, for some reason, it's got a, the chamber, I guess you call it, the chamber is like out, should be in, but whatever, that's its one technical error. And then he's got the stock tucked in behind the shoulder, and it all works out pretty good. Anyhow, so it's a pretty cool patch, and like I say, they're super well made. I'm pretty sure I know who made these. I'll have to ask, but pretty dense rubber, pretty strong rubber. I can't imagine this stuff ripping, and I've had these for a while now, so the colors don't bleed. Pretty impressed. Other people have had patches made by this place too, if I'm right. All right, well, anyway, so that's the patch. Thanks again for everybody stuck around for the after credits. And Patriot, I've got, this is the second one, if I remember right. Usually, if somebody just wins a patch by itself, I'm super cheap. This costs $4 to ship because I ship it with insurance and everything. So I usually wait around until either they order something or they get a couple of things. So this will be your second thing. I'll definitely throw them both in a package then and get them out to you. So again, thanks everybody for showing up. We'll be back in the morning. There may or may not be a special bonus drone funeral video this weekend because the drone's dead.